A tool just read 10,000 pages of contracts in the time it takes you to read one. That used to be your job. Paralegals sit near the top of almost every list of jobs most exposed to AI. And yet the job is not dying. It is splitting in two. I put AI systems into real organizations. Legal teams are one of the clearest places to watch this split open up in real time. Here is the promise of this video. By the end you will know exactly which half of your job is at risk, and which half just got more valuable. Because there is a strange contradiction in the data. The same job that scores as high risk is also projected to keep growing. We will get to why. Start with why paralegals rank so high on the risk lists in the first place. Look at what the work actually is, day to day. The core of the job is text work, document review, contract analysis, legal research, e-discovery, and drafting standard, repeatable documents. Now look at that list again. Every item is text in, text out. That is the exact shape of task generative AI does fastest. That is why studies of AI job exposure put legal support roles in the top tier. Not because of hype, but because of the task mix. So you would expect the job to be collapsing. Here is the contradiction. According to the government, it is doing the opposite. The Bureau of Labor Statistics projects paralegal and legal assistant jobs to grow modestly over the decade, not shrink. Low single-digit growth, but growth. How can both be true? High AI exposure and steady growth at the same time. Because two forces are pulling on the job at once. On one side, AI eats the routine document work. On the other, legal demand keeps climbing and paralegals absorb tasks lawyers used to do themselves. Translation. The job title survives. The routine core of the job does not. The head count holds while the work underneath it quietly changes. So the real question is not whether paralegals survive. It is which paralegals do. Let me show you the exact line the split falls on. Here is the split, side by side. The shrinking track is high-volume routine work. The growing track is judgment, ownership, and client trust. Same two people, same job title, walking in opposite directions. One is being automated out. The other is becoming harder to replace every year. So what exactly lives on the growing side? Start with the thing AI structurally cannot do, no matter how good the model gets. AI can draft a document. It cannot be accountable for it. Someone licensed and trusted still has to stand behind every filing that goes out. The growing work is the work AI cannot own. Judgment on edge cases. Client relationships. Verifying accuracy. And taking responsibility when it matters. And here is the part people miss. AI does not remove the need for review. It increases it. More generated drafts means more work checking them. A confident AI draft that is subtly wrong is more dangerous than an obvious mistake. Catching the quietly wrong clause is now the high-value skill. So the paralegals pulling ahead are not the ones avoiding AI. And they are not the ones blindly trusting it. They are the ones supervising it. This is the real divide forming in every legal team. Not senior versus junior. The ones who only produce documents versus the ones who own outcomes. There is a real cost to this shift, and I want to name it. The routine document work was how new paralegals learned the craft. Reading 1,000 contracts is how you learn to feel a bad one. If AI reads them all, that instinct has to be built some other way. So the firms that win will train judgment on purpose. And the paralegals who win will go get it, instead of waiting to be handed it. Translation. Your value is moving from how many documents you can process to how much judgment you can be trusted with. Before we get to your moves, hold the whole picture in one frame. because it decides where you point your energy this year. 3 facts hold the story. Top-tier AI exposure. Steady projected growth from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And a widening split into 2 tracks, routine and judgment. So which track are you on? Be honest. If most of your day is routine document processing, the ground is quietly moving under you. The good news is that the growing track is open to you starting today. You do not need permission to begin moving toward it. Remember that contradiction, high risk but still growing. Here is the resolution. The growth is entirely on the judgment track. That is where every new job is. So here are 4 moves to get onto the growing track. And you can start the first one this afternoon. 1. Become the person who reviews AI output, not the one racing it. Move 2. Move toward the parts of the work that touch clients and decisions. Relationships and trust are the last things to be automated. Move 3. Go deep in one practice area until you are the expert who catches what the tool misses. Depth is your defense against automation. Move 4. Learn to direct the AI tools instead of competing with them. The paralegal who runs the tool is worth more than the one who ignores it. Here is the cue that brings this back. Every time a tool hands you a finished document, ask one question before you pass it on. The question is this: would I stake my name on this if it were wrong? Your answer is the difference between the 2 tracks. Answer it well and you stop being the person the tool replaces. You become the person the tool needs a human for. That person is safe. So is your paralegal job safe from AI? The title is safe. The routine core is not. And the choice of which side you land on is yours. High AI exposure, and still growing. Now you know why. The routine work is leaving. The judgment work is waiting. Go get on the growing track. Subscribe if you want the data before the headlines.